This is the daily devotional for Thursday, May 7th. I'm Pastor Larry Brown, and our reading today comes from the book of Hebrews from the 5th chapter. During the days of Jesus' life on earth, he offered up prayers and petitions with fervent cries and tears to the one who could save him from death, and he was heard because of his reverent submission. Son though he was, he learned obedience from what he suffered, and, once made perfect, he became the source of eternal salvation for all who obey him, and was designated by God to be high priest in the order of Melchizedek. That's from Hebrews chapter 5, verse 7 through 10. Our reading today, our inspirational reading, comes from Richard Foster, who was born in 1942. And let's hear the words that he has for us. As Jesus walked this earth, living and working among all kinds and classes of people, he gave us the divine paradigm for conjugating all the verbs of our living. Too often in our concert to make doctrinal points, we rush to expound upon Jesus' death, and in so doing, we neglect Jesus' life. This is a great loss. Attention to Jesus and his living gives us important clues for our living. Jesus lived in this broken, painful world, learning obedience through the things that he suffered, tempted in all the ways we are, and yet remaining without sin. We are, to be sure, reconciled to God by Jesus' death, but even more, we are saved by his life. Saved in the sense of entering into his eternal kind of life, not just in some distant heaven, but right now in the midst of our broken and sorrowful world. When we carefully consider how Jesus lived while among us in the flesh, we learn how we are to live, truly live, empowered by him who is with us always, even to the end of the age. Let us pray. Our lives, O Lord, seem so small in comparison to your glory and perfection. Teach us that even in small ways, we might represent you to the world. That just as Jesus was a light to the world, so are we small, reflected lights of his love and sacrifice. Let us live out in joy. Amen.